In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 tips that will help you pass your driving test. But I must stress that these 6 safe driving tips are things that you should be doing anyway, regardless of whether you have a test coming up or not. Tip number 1 is about dealing with bottlenecks or hazards. A bottleneck is when the road narrows up ahead, so you've got less space due to parked cars or other obstructions. So if you know that the road narrows up ahead and space is going to be less than what it was, you need to slow down early and gradually. This will give you time to assess and decide what to do when you get further up. You mustn't rush into a bottleneck, as that shows poor planning. Slow down early and gradually, and try and move out early and gradually as well, leaving about a door length from the obstruction on the side. Tip number 2 is to do with coasting. Coasting is when you use the clutch too much. For example, if you go from 3rd gear to 2nd gear to take a turn, you must come off the clutch slowly once you put the gear stick into 2nd gear. By staying on the clutch, you're coasting, and that causes the car to speed up and you can lose control, especially if it's downhill. For a more detailed video on coasting, check out the link above where I go into more detail about the dangers of coasting. Tip number 3 is about reading the road ahead. Don't get too hung up on mirrors. You do not need to be constantly checking your mirrors every 3 or 4 seconds. It's far more important to be reading the road ahead for any danger or obstructions. As you can see here, a pedestrian walks out in front of me as I'm taking a turn. I'm not going to see him if I concentrate on my mirrors, but I will see him by planning ahead. You may or may not have heard of this saying: your windshield is far bigger than your rear view mirror, because it's so much more important to be concentrating on where you're going as opposed to where you've come from. Tip number 4 then is about observation in relation to the reverse around the corner. A lot of people are nervous about the reverse around the corner, and they tend to look at the mirror too much. You must not neglect your observation behind you on the reverse around the corner. So you need to be looking over both shoulders, as you can see here. I have a more detailed video on observation on the reverse around the corner. You can see that by clicking on the link above. Number 5 is about position, especially on right hand bends. If you can see that you have a right hand bend coming up, try not to drift towards the centre of the road. If you are approaching a right bend, you must make every effort to keep left. This will improve your view and create a good space between you and the oncoming cars. And finally, tip number 6 then is about progress. Do not be too slow or indecisive on your driving test. If it is safe to pull out of a junction, then do just that. And if it is safe to reach the speed limit on a good, safe road, then give it some juice and reach the speed limit provided it's safe to do so. You need to be confident and decisive. Try not to be overcautious on your driving test. So that brings us to the end of this video on 6 tips to help you pass your driving test. I will leave some links in the description which go into more detail on some of the topics I covered here in this video. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon for another driving lesson video.